So when he failed, he was just angry. It took him 3.5 months to cool down a bit. Because of that, he left certain kind of energies and he bred a certain type of yogis. He did not want his life to deviate for a moment, so he put a pin in his head. One scorpion sting, it'll keep you next 24 hours, bang, the nerves will jangle. Or they will cut their finger and put a lemon on it, it'll pulsate. We initiate them into something big. In 3 days' time, they will ruin themselves because they have funny ideas, what they can do with it. The moment they feel little like this, they think, we can heal this guy, we can do that, we can manipulate this, that. In 3 days' time, then I stepped out of my line and did something with her. Asthma went away. But now it's gone, last 1.5 years, it's wonderful. And then she says, I'm almost missing it. I was sitting there, I said, what? You missing it? Well, she got it that night. Sri Brahma sitting and asking him to cover up with mud. Because he's checking out for himself whether he is really a Siddha or not. Once the mud is covered, he cannot breathe.
So they held him and imprisoned him. They put him behind bars. And to their amazement, he just sat there for about 10 minutes and then just got up and walked through the bars and walked away.
Namaskaram Sadhguru. After inner engineering around 3 years ago, anger has almost disappeared from my life. Other day, I heard you mention that Sadhguru Sri Brahma was so intense that he was always angry. Since that day, I have this question in my mind, am I not intense enough, and are there other people who lose their temper? Are they more intense than me?
During the lockdown period, we are talking after the lockdown, okay? During the lockdown period, it so happened, Shankaran Pillai's wife had gone to her mother's parents' place and she got stuck there and he was stuck in their home. So she called at the end of 2 months and all these days there were concerns about you whether going to live or die, so it was all about that. But now when she called because she's about to come back, how's the house? Have you kept it well? Shankaran Pillai looked around and said, well, all the house plants are dead. But don't worry, it looks like some are growing in the refrigerator. So, my anger went away and it's nice, but Sadhguru Sri Brahma was angry. Well, his anger was a way of beating himself up because he was on a single-point mission in his life. When somebody has a single-point agenda to their life, well, you look at him, pictures here probably, Veerappan will look cute like that. Hope… these days I don't know who is doing this. Definitely I don't think it's from the foundation, but somebody has access to these things and they're putting out all my pictures before Dhyanalinga consecration, where when you have a single-point agenda to your life, you become in a certain way. And people who have single-point agenda, the yogis do these kind of things. They take a bite from a scorpion because they don't want to forget their goal and sleep. One scorpion sting, it'll keep you next 24 hours, bang, the nerves will jangle. Or they will cut their finger and put a lemon on it, it'll pulsate. Have you ever tried it? It'll be going bang like that, like Shruti box, pain. So you're never going to sleep, you're never going to forget what your goal is. So similarly, you can do similar things psychologically. You put a pin into your head, so that all the time it's hurting, so that you don't turn here and there. So when people have single-point agenda, different people handle it differently, some people handle it like that. He was not angry with anything, he was simply angry. Simply just like that. Which is difficult for you to do. You need a reason to be angry. Somebody should do something that you don't like, only then you're angry. You're not simply angry. And above all, anger is something that costs so much energy. Most human beings cannot be angry intensely for more than 2 minutes. They will dissipate. Intense level, they may maintain rancor, they may maintain resentment. See, whenever you've been angry, just see, it's just few seconds or maybe a minute. After that, you only maintain resentment. Resentment is sim, anger in sim. It's like a slow poison. Anger is full poison. To stay that way all the time without getting killed is not easy. So this is a certain kind of sadhana. This is coming from a culture which was bred because of an extraordinary situation. Because Adiyogi himself, when he came to Velangiri Hills, he was angry with himself. Because he failed. He's not somebody who likes to fail. He's not used to failure. So when he failed, he was just angry. It took him 3.5 months to cool down a bit. Because of that, he left certain kind of energies and he bred a certain type of yogis who took to the same thing because they're sidekicks, whatever Shiva does, do the same thing. Like a lot of people, because they saw Shiva ash-smeared, they're also head to toe ash-smeared. Because he looked intoxicated and they couldn't get it, so they started smoking. They're just cute. They are so enamored by him, they want to be like him some way. They carry the trishul, all these things. It's a certain culture which has been bred like this. So, Sadhguru Sri Brahma came from that kind of space, and above all, failure. He did not want his life to deviate for a moment, so he put a pin in his head. So that when there is pain, you can't think of anything else. You can experiment and see. Take just an office pin and stick it. You will see you can't think of anything else. Your whole attention will be right here where you stuck it. So he stuck a pin in his head so that the pain will keep him on it all the time, the pain of failure. Otherwise, when you eat a good meal, you may forget your failure. Life works out well around you, it's a beautiful evening, you'll forget your purpose. So he doesn't want to fail this time, so he put a pin in his head. So he was like that. When somebody's in pain, they very easily get angry also. You're in pain. If anybody touches you, oh! So, even if anybody passed by, because conscious pain created so that no looking here or there, just this. You don't take that as an example, well, I'm here. I can also yell at you if you want, if that's what you like. The important thing is that it's conscious, it's not compulsive. So if you have come out of it and you're missing it, you may get it? Yes? This is the thing about consciousness. I've seen this happening to people around me sometimes. We initiate them into something big energy. In 3 days' time, they will ruin themselves because they have funny ideas, what they can do with it. The moment they feel little like this, they think, we can heal this guy, we can do that, we can manipulate this, that. In 3 days' time, they are totally messed up. Unfortunately, I have seen a few incidents like that, but I must tell you another one, a classic one. Well, there was a girl who had a very serious asthmatic condition. That kind where every 2 weeks she's in hospital for 2 to 3 days, just simply not able to breathe. Probably most healthy people won't understand what is asthma. Right now, I hear this virus is giving that experience. It's like drowning. Your breath is going away, but it doesn't go away. It's like through the night, it'll rake the body. Today there are all kinds of, cortisones and steroids and things, so people are finding relief. Otherwise, if you had seen asthmatic patients 30, 40 years ago, oh my God, I've seen some extreme ones. It'll just go on for hours. Literally they beg, they want to die, but there's no relief. Today, the moment this happens, they will take steroids and stuff, it just quietens down. You don't see people suffering like that anymore. They can easily fix it, there's enough medication. So, extreme case of asthma. Then I saw this girl spiritually fired up, but body not supporting. Then I stepped out of my line and did something with her. Asthma went away. About a year and a half later, she's sharing in a program and she says, I was an asthmatic like this from my childhood and I suffered so much, but now it's gone, last 1.5 years, it's wonderful. And then she says, I'm almost missing it. I was sitting there, I said, what? You missing it? Well, she got it that night. That's how life is. So don't ask for things of that kind. Keeping your vision on one thing that you want is important because as you get empowered in terms of human consciousness, it's very important that you keep the steering wheel straight. Once you have a vehicle which is powered up, big time, if you look here, you'll go and crash there. If you look there, you'll go and crash there. It's better you be a stationary vehicle, as most people are.
Namaskaram Sadhguru. Could you speak about what kind of preparation is required to progress from practicing Ardha Siddhasana to the full Siddhasana?
To be in a state of siddhi means to be in a certain state of establishment.
That means the looseness is gone. You're in a state of siddhi, so you're a siddha. That means you organize your energies in such a way that it is completely integrated. Your… generally life is interdependent. Your interdependency is constantly being brought down with the practice of yoga. Your dependence on the toilet is slowly going down, isn't it? Food also going down. Actually, if you check it, air also is going down. Because you breathe deeper and slower, easily 2 minutes you could stay without breath, in which other people would suffocate. Siddha means that you're trying to integrate the system into an established state where the interdependency of life is coming down on all levels. To a point, a day will come when if you sit here, everything is still. Your breath is gone, everything is gone, there is no transaction with the outside, that's the ultimate goal. That if you sit here, you are a cosmos by yourself. You are not a part of the rest of the creation. When you are no more the part of the rest of the creation, you exist here as a creator. So Siddha or Siddhasana is a journey in that direction. How many people get to that place is a different thing, but it is a journey in the direction. So yogis sit… you heard that story about Sri Brahma sitting and asking them to cover up with mud. Because he's checking out for himself whether he is really a Siddha or not. Once the mud is covered, he cannot breathe. No breath, no light. See, without light and air you cannot live actually. No breath. First, people learn practicing by cutting off the light. And then cutting off the food, cutting off the water, then cutting off the air. So once you're no more dependent upon the external manifestation of the 5 elements in the world, you are a Siddha. Once you're a Siddha, you are no more a part of the creation, you are the creator himself. That is why a yogi who is a Siddha and Shiva are seen as the same, they say he is Shiva. In his previous form, he was referred to as Shiva Yogi. So, Ardha Siddhasana means you want to be stable, but you want to leave the door open. Door half open, because you have a wife. If you become a Siddha, where will she go? She will not know how to be with you, she cannot be with you. And if you force yourself to be, if you are established in a certain way and force yourself to be, then you will be breaking something, either in this or that. So, people who are in normal family situations, you don't go for Siddhasana, you go for Ardha Siddhasana because you want to keep the door open. So Siddhasana, if you go, the practice will rise to a different level altogether. But that will also bring certain challenges, a certain integrity of who you are, how you live, what you eat, what you do, everything has to be watched. Because when you're trying to stabilize the system, beyond a certain level of what is considered natural and normal, it's normal to breathe, it's normal to eat and drink, it's normal to sleep. One who is buried under the earth, if he sleeps, finished he'll never get up. So 18 days, 20 days, 12 years, somebody doesn't sleep. Because if he sleeps, for sure he's gone. One moment of unawareness, for sure he's gone. By the time you open, his body will be rotting. So, to be a Siddha, is a different dimension. There is something called as spirituality and there is something called as fringe spirituality. That means the doors are always open, you can go here, go there, go here, go there. So if I become a Siddha, will I become incapable in the world? Definitely not. You will become super capable. It is just that this system is integrated in such a way, it will have no business with anything else. It is only doing what's needed. It will have no business transaction going. Business transaction is give and take, isn't it? This can do lot of giving, but it cannot do give and take business. It becomes incapable of give and take business. It can radiate things, it can do wonderful things, but it cannot do transaction. This is the basic understanding behind people who are on the spiritual path. First thing that they stop is transaction, you know. I think Jesus said something, you can't serve me and mammon, whatever, what is that?
Man cannot serve two masters.
Man
cannot serve two masters.
Yeah. A man cannot serve two masters, that is, he's talking about material things and…
And then he mentions…
Yeah. So, somewhere this awareness is there, whether they have the necessary sadhana and scientific structure to get there or not. The awareness is there everywhere. That is why the first thing they stop is, somebody on the spiritual path means if they do not know how to do any sadhana, they go away. Somebody comes, you offer something, but no transaction. So they withdraw into places where there's no need for transaction because living in a society you transact, living in a family you transact. It's all a transaction. So, transaction is not just on the level of, I give money so you give some produce to me. It's not just that level. Transaction is happening on a very basic level. So you can transmit, you cannot transact. Once you strengthen the walls of your thing. So on one level, we are talking about loosening the walls, taking off the boundaries. But another level, we are talking about strengthening the boundary. If you completely strengthen the boundary and become free from the existence, you're as good as the creator. So, a yogi who buries himself is not trying to perform a feat, he's not trying to show off, he's trying to master his situation where he is no more a part of the creation. All transaction that is necessary to be a part of the creation is taken away. He is on only because of the glow of that which is the source of creation within himself. Everything else is cut it off. It doesn't matter, there is something within you which is the source of creation, which is making you throb right now as life. But without the transaction with the creation, you cannot exist for a moment. God is beating within you, but if I hold your breath, you're gone, isn't it? Now, he wants to get to a place where this transaction is not necessary, so only that which is the source of creation is his sustenance. So he is not serving two masters, he's truly serving one master. And he's that.
Last time, wherever I went, I got into trouble. This time, I've learned to smile at the idiots. When Sadhguru walked as a ball of fiery energy, those who loved him immensely. Those who hated him bitterly, constantly. Though he managed to create over 70 institutions around South India, He constantly was in trouble. They even put him in a prison. Any of you been to Ooty? So on the way to Ooty, there's a place called Kunnur. Even today that ashram is still on, a small place. There's a cordite factory close by. What's cordite? Explosive factory. And this is the pre-independence time in India when the British were holding the gun. And there's a railway station in front of the ashram. He always walked through the railway station and went. It's a very beautiful railway, it's a narrow gauge, little toy-like train going up the mountain. It's quite cute. And when the World War II broke out, suddenly new security came and they said nobody should cross the railway station. But he's not the kind to submit to those kind of things. He just walked through the railway station. So they held him and imprisoned him. They put him behind bars. And to their amazement, he just sat there for about 10 minutes and then just got up and walked through the bars and walked away. This incident and one more in Ooty lake itself sort of made him a household name in the Nilgiris. Almost every home carries his picture because of this incident. Not because he was a great yogi, because he walked out of the prison. So, that is how, or that is where the social understanding is. And that's where the values are. For the greatest things that you do, there is no value. You need to do some circus, then it means a lot.